but I feel the burden as one of the guys being responsible for this transformational change. We clearly see the lack in outreach we had so far in cooperation in the international field. We have to do much more. Also, I will mention it later, I think with an instrument like our International Climate Initiative, we do a lot in this perspective for the cooperation and so, but I fully agree with your assessment. I think really the next 10 years are decisive to meet the climate target, to remain below 2 degrees Celsius. So for me, it's not the perspective that we get a nice agreement in 2020. Decisive is what we do the next 10 years. That's the issue. And from this point of view, I think it's really important that Germany has a transformational change of its energy system that's credible, that works, that's cost effective, and where you have prices for electricity and energy that are affordable for the private consumers as well as for industry. So all these elements, and really we feel the burden on us. So after Fukushima, Germany decided to have a full phase out of nuclear by 2022. And at the same time, the federal government and Germany decided we will stick to our commitment to reduce greenhouse gases by 40% on the baseline of 1990. And that's really a challenge. We have to do a lot. What are the basic elements of this strategy? It's not in the first row, renewables. In Germany, as well as in other countries, the focus is too much on power generation and too much on the energy mix. But the focus has to be on energy efficiency, on the demand side, and these issues. And this focus, it's a German tradition that only we talk about electricity, only we talk about energy mix, and only supply side. So that have to be the elements. And so energy efficiency is the most important thing. There we have ambitious targets to reduce the consumption of electricity by 10% by 2020 and so on, and other targets. So energy efficiency is very important. Demand side management is very important. So load management, all these things around. Then we will really increase the share of renewables. Today, Germany has 20% renewables in the power generation. But at the end, the question whether we will have a really good transformational change of our energy system depends that all the elements really fit together, that it's a working system, that the power generation, the grid extension, the new technologies we will apply there, smart meter, and all these elements have to come together and be an effective and cost-effective system where we can produce 1 unit of GDP with 50% of the energy we had before. That's the target. We think that in the years after World War II, the effectiveness with work was the decisive issue. Energy efficiency and the question, how much energy do you need to produce 1 unit of GDP for steel, for cars, for computer? That will be the decisive question for the competition in the world. And all these elements we have to bring together. So the system is the question, not the focus only on renewables, focus only there, to bring it together. That's, I think, and there we make many mistakes. We learn from this. I hope that we have a good learning curve. And, but I think we made some important steps. And the second part is, and that I think is the purpose of this meeting today, the outreach, the cooperation we need, and the exchange to learn from each other. And I think it's very important. We should do more, but I think I want to talk a bit about our International Climate Initiative. That's something where we put a lot of money in it. We work together with developing countries, with emerging economies in all the fields for this, in all areas for this transformational change. May it be the national mitigation action plans, low carbon development strategies, may it be to apply an emission trading scheme, may it be energy conservation with houses, all these elements, many countries, many projects, a lot of money, and maybe our communication should be better, but that's, I think it's a real good base for cooperation. And we have also really intense contacts. One example with Japan. I myself had several conversations with members of the parliament about feed-in tariffs, how to enlarge the share of renewables, what the power generation should be, and all this question. I'm head of a German and Chinese working group on climate issues and all these energy-related issues. So I think we do a lot. It's not sufficient. We should do more. But I think the cooperation is really focused in there. And what I think is important, my experience is, okay, it's good that we do all these things to meet the climate targets to remain below 2 degrees Celsius. But at the end, what the other countries judge Germany is, will it work? Will it be from a technical point of view okay? Will it be cost effective? What effects will it have on the prices for electricity? But our experience so far we have is there has never been a program for innovation in Germany than the transformation of the energy system. You may look to power generation, you may look to smart meters, to grid technology, so much elements for innovation. And I think that a country that is able to manage this transformation and to do it in a cost-effective way and from an ecological point of view in a good way is really excellent positioned for international competition. And I think there we would like to enlarge the cooperation we have so far, to do more, to sleep less, and also spend the weekends abroad. Okay, so in this direction we should go. And I really think that the cooperation we have there is so far good, but we have to do more, and I'm looking forward.